Hello and welcome back to another live people. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Make sure you're smashing the likes and subscribing if you are new. And yeah, The marathon of West Ham Chelsea previews continues, bruv, but including the regular shows. So big up for everyone for joining, but also the first episode officially, because it's the season starting of the Claret Royal Blue Show. Even though we've done two already, I'm doing official episodes when the season starts because we're starting to structure it. Now, big up hands in the chat. Obviously, a lot of Chelsea fans are going to be here because they're going to witness my pain, bruv. But Melon, how you been, man? How you been?
I've been pretty good, bro. Chilling. What about you?
Yeah, outside of West Ham, I'm all good. I'm all good, bro. I just trying to cope with life, bro.
Yeah,
just coping, it's just coping, man. Just coping. I've got to cope with football as well. Talking all things tomorrow, obviously, with like playing
yeah,
tomorrow at 8 p.m. London Stadium. Oh God, I've never been this deflated to return to the home ground of hell. But here we are. Here we are. And obviously there's a lot. There's a lot that's been talked about. Obviously, neither of us scored last week. Neither of us scored. You obviously drew at home.
yeah.
We lost and got battered away. How have you felt since that like Palace game? Obviously, probably felt a bit more confident beforehand, but at the same time, you're playing us, so it's probably the best game to bounce back with.
Yeah, sure. I'd agree. I'd say I was very confident going into the season. Didn't care about the fixture list because you just play who's in front of you. Everyone plays each other twice. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I see the season in terms of our quality and everyone else's quality. I think yeah, we might contend. We might finish top four and go for other trophies. We'll see how the season develops, and it's a little blip, and it's a weird time to have a blip at the first game of the season, but it is Palace. It is Crystal Palace, and it is a better Crystal Palace than any team in the league will face. Because of we were the only team to play Crystal Palace with Eze and Gerhi.
yeah,
They came with a game plan, and they did it very, very well. Very well. We couldn't find our rhythm. Cole Palmer had to play further back than Caicedo to pick up the ball,
hmm
and we just were doing U-shaped football like Arsenal in pre-season because there was no link between the attacking midfielder and the striker. So a little disappointing in terms of the result, but when I watched the game back, I realized a lot more of what was happening because my head was on Pluto watching that game. I expected so much more, but I'd say yeah, I expect more. I think most Chelsea players expect more. We'll see. We'll see.
Well, David asked, would you make any changes going into this game, or would you want to?
I have a lineup. If you wanna put it up now, I mean it's quite
Yeah,
early
might
into
as
the
well.
stream, but we can go straight into it.
It's relevant now.
Chrome tab, share that, pull this up.
Uh,
Here we go. That is how I see us playing against West Ham.
mm,
You play with three centre backs,
yeah, we do.
so it could be a case of something like this, um, with João Pedro
Right.
playing here
Okay.
with two centre forwards, just outnumbering. But I feel like as it stands, we're just gonna play Palmer and then the lap
Right.
in front of him. And the main change here would be Santos starting instead of Enzo Fernandez because Enzo Fernandez was off. He was off the mark. He
Yeah,
wasn't
he was.
passing well. He was sloppy. He was slow in possession of the ball. He ate a little bit too much. I think maybe he drank a little bit too much. He was hanging out with Cucurella and them, man.
Yeah. Too much to Luke Shaw.
Um, yeah, I fucking know. And also another change is Hato at centre back, mainly because I feel like your attack isn't obviously I respect West Ham, but with no disrespect intended, your attack isn't gonna do too much against our centre backs. I don't believe anyway. They could do just good
Yeah.
bite me, but I feel like Caicedo and Santos playing in midfield, it will just alleviate all the pressure on someone like Hato to start as a left-sided centre back. The only issue with this is by the way we play. If we want one of the wingers to be pushed into the inside channel by pushing one of our fullbacks forward, obviously this isn't going to happen because Reece James is made of like biscuits and shit.
Shredded wheat, yeah, shredded wheat hamstrings, bro.
And you've got this happening here, and you're having this, it's a little bit more dangerous. It pushes him into these areas, and then these two players can combine, and then you've got this as a number 9 actually naturally here. This could work quite well, and that's how I do think we will play, but it will leave that being our back three. Chalobah playing central centre back. It's a different role to I think what he's really used to, and then Hato playing as a left-sided centre back. Bread and butter.
Yeah,
Same thing with Reece James. Obviously, Jorgensen's just going to continue playing for me, but that's how I see us playing.
So this is how you see Maresca lining up, rather than you? Or is this rather what wishful thinking?
Both.
Because like, I don't see... I've never seen Sanchez getting dropped in, but I've never seen Enzo really get dropped for Santos, but at the same time as Maresca, he actually makes changes, but I don't think you expect this many changes at the same time.
It's not too many changes, really. It's just Esteval starting off the back of a really good performance. Hato came on for his debut, at Premier League debut, and he was pretty good, so I think he would start, maybe not here, maybe him starting at left back, and then we'd have...
Well, Cucurella on the bench.
Could do. We could do. He hasn't played bad, but that's the reason I think initially we brought Hato in for. So, I mean, this team, in terms of a starting 11, you've got Malo Gusto on the bench. You've got Pedro Neto, who can play there as well. And we've got Gittins. And Gittins is one of the players that I've dropped from the starting 11 from the last game because...
Yeah, what did you make of his debut?
He played better in pre-season, so I know there's a player in there. And I know him playing with Palmer is going to be so dangerous. So dangerous. He's that sort of winger that likes to play players in, but he's left-footed playing on the left. So he isn't the sort of winger that we typically would use. We like right-footers on the left that can cut in and cross.
Yeah, sure.
But it's like... He brings a bit of difference in terms of the profile of wingers, and I think he can be really useful to this Chelsea team.
I feel like, but Joe, the problem was with Gittins against Palace was that obviously, with him obviously just wanting to cut in and not go down the outside as much as he probably would have wanted to, is because them playing 5 defenders, Munoz just shifted him there. Obviously, you want to shift someone to their weaker foot, but you're just shifting someone inside, but then there's 7 players in the box. There's the 5 at the back, and then there's the defensive midfielders just tucking in. So it's like you're running into trouble at that point. So I think it was more so Palace's great game plan rather than Gittins' performance. Like you can see there's a player there. You can see there's definitely 100%. A player there. I didn't really get to watch him much at Dortmund, so I didn't really know what he was like. So I'm curious to know what he's going to be like. I think, you know what it is? The problem is with, what's it called? Like, I think I back our fullbacks in it. That's the one thing I'd actually back in this team is the fullback. Like Wan-Bissaka and Diouf. Wan-Bissaka and Diouf will hold their own. My problem is, what the fuck are we going to do when Cole Palmer gets the ball? What on earth are we going to do when Caicedo is receiving it on the pause, on the half turn or whatever? Like, if it is, whether it could be Enzo, but if it is Santos, if it is Enzo, what on earth are we going to do when they're making line splitting passes? Well, how are our players going to react? Are we going to cope with the physicality of Caicedo? Are we going to cope with Cole Palmer shooting on site? That's going to be my main problem. Before we get into anything, Mike, did you not post a link to the Bryson Twitch in the post? Why do you want men to pull up? I'll post it tomorrow.
Crazy
and then
question.
Saturday, it's like I have to post a link to obviously the channel in it because obviously Twitch is different to YouTube. But I'll post a link to the Twitch tomorrow. Just keep an eye on Twitter. But bro, that's the thing I'm most worried about. I don't know whether you agree, but I think the biggest mismatch of the whole match is the midfield battle. Because your problem is as well, your tactics don't make this any better for us. because of
No.
you played the 3 and then the box probably the best in the league,
Yeah.
like you and City. So that's
Yeah.
what gave us trouble last season. And already with our midfield being shit, whether it's Hato or Cucurella, then that's going to give us problems. That's going to give us problems. But I don't know what you make of the fucking complete mismatch when it comes to the midfield battle.
I mean, it's obvious. I mean, you don't even think about either Kukure or Hato moving in here. And this could easily be Enzo, for example. It's still dangerous. It's still the passing range, because then if you're I think you play two holding midfielders,
Yeah, we do.
don't you? If Enzo drops, one of them follows, then it's a one-on-one with Palmer and one of your DMs.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Like, I feel like you guys are very wing reliant, and that's your game. But you're not even wing reliant. That is just how you guys play. But if you pass through the middle a lot more, that's where you'll completely mess us up. That's when you'll completely because
As
we're
well.
genuinely better when people just attack our flanks. We're concentrating them, but it's since the cross goes in, fucking hell, again, Kilman shit themselves. Jesus Christ. 6 foot players and you shit yourself.
With the lap, he's not necessarily the best player in the air, even though he is quite tall. His aerial numbers are pretty good, but it's not like he's going to score that many headers for Chelsea. Quiet. What's the word I'm looking for?
Just
deceptive.
Oh,
okay. He's deceptively good in the air. I think he's not going to score too many headers, but it's like he's a natural number 9.
Yep.
He's a natural number 10. He's a natural winger. So it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem. You know, I see Delap playing very centrally just between the posts. Esteval drop deep to get the ball. And then the space here, that maybe a fullback, dropped for Esteval. And then there's space here for Palmer. Palmer in this area, bro. Like, what's the point? You got him running in here. Bro, what's like... Bro, there's so many options we can use to just dismantle West Ham tomorrow. It's just a matter of if we do it.
Yeah, definitely. Like, do you know what my problem is as well? My problem is for us, it's like if you start 2 strikers tomorrow, if you do decide to go with João Pedro and Delap, and then you decide to start Cole Palmer just in behind, like as an extra attacking midfielder, and then you got one winger that's just running at us the whole time. It could get gory tomorrow. It could get fucking gory.
It could do, but it could go the same way as Palace.
Well, their structure is just so much better. Like I think that they have their centre backs to defend the way they want to defend, isn't it? We have to deep.
Absolutely.
I think if we were smart, we start. Our back 3 should be like Kilman, Tadibo, Wan-Bissaka, and then start Walker Peters. So then we double up on whoever's on the left, or because we don't have any wingers, so all we have to do is like change who we're starting in the defense. Or if you really want to go the other side, then we start Skulls at left centre back, and then we go Tadibo middle centre back, and then Kilman right centre back. Because Kilman is like a bit like Chalobah. Kilman's better defending wide areas than he is centrally. Like if we're talking back 3-ish, or if we're talking getting pinned in a back 3 position. Like Kilman's a good defender, but he's too specific in the way he wants to play. So having Kilman at central centre back and then again anywhere on the pitch, because he's not good at either defending centrally or wide areas, it's a big problem. It's a big problem. Max, remember that second Jackson goal last year in the game? Which one was the second one? Was it the one where you threw a goal centrally, or was it the one where because the one
centrally?
Because his first one, that was when Areola decided to become a fraud. That was the start of the Areola arc. That was when people were peppering me in my chat about Areola.
Really good ball from Caicedo though. Like the weight was perfect.
But he shouldn't have had that much space to even pass it. Sorry,
but we just worked for your midfield, and it was like Palmer to Enzo to Caicedo to Jackson, and it's just wraps. There's no point.
That's the problem. We went man to man. I always say this. Lopetegui, that's the worst game plan That's actually genuinely the worst game plan I've ever seen from a West Ham manager. I don't make statements like this often, but that's the worst game plan I've seen from a West Ham manager ever. He went man to man with an Enzo Maresca team, but also a team that had Palmer and Jackson, so he decided to put Alvarez and Rodriguez on them too? Are you stupid? And then that's how we conceded the first goal. Edson Alvarez trying to catch up with Jackson. Jackson walked to our goal and scored. in the first one. He literally finessed it in the corner by just walking. Like he looked like he
Nah,
was walking.
that was on Areola in my opinion. He because he ran on the outside and then he met the keeper.
Yeah, but it's also that's also the manager for putting Alvarez on him because that he was so like Alvarez is so slow that Jackson's walking. Like it
Yeah,
made it look like that Jackson was like Speedy Gonzalez, bro. I know he's not slow, but fucking hell, compared to Alvarez, Jesus Christ. Yeah, where's the central one? Man said Melon tactique. Big
no
up to
tactic.
Dave.
Hey, I like my
Tosin.
tactics allowed. Yeah, but then
Tosin is back. Would
it's
you play
like
Tosin?
yes, if he's available, then we play him. But it's like Wesley Fofana is also back,
Mm.
so I'd love to see him get minutes off the bench. Like there's been a lot of speculation about him and his Chelsea career. He's deleted all of his Chelsea posts on Instagram, and there's all a bunch of weirdness going on about Wesley Fofana. Hey,
Fairs. Breaking Aston Villa pushing for Nico Jackson as top target once about Unai Emery. I mean,
yeah,
I think we could have all predicted Jackson to Villa at least one day just because of how Unai Emery plays. But like, what
yeah,
do you think Chelsea should sell Jackson?
no. Depends on the money. 80 million is gone, like, no
Oh
problem.
Jesus Christ! Yeah, you take that.
But like with with the way they play, it's going to benefit them if they get Jackson. But it's like when we had Jackson and we were struggling for goals, the one player that we wanted was Watkins because he played a lot more centrally as a striker. He just waited in the box between the posts.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit weird, but yeah,
Yeah.
fairs. If they get him, they get him, and he's not going to leave for less than 65, 70. So is
So
pay the money or not?
what do I get about Aston Villa just from that perspective? Because we're not talking about Aston Villa, but just quickly,
Yeah,
they just bought Gessend, and they're struggling for PSR. So
yeah.
why do you need another striker? Why do you need another attacker? You don't need another attacker.
I mean,
Maybe you need a Jacob Ramsey.
98% of their club revenue is on wages. So
And just so funny. They made Dinya take a pay cut to even get Gessend. That's what Villa fans said in my chat.
I imagine they're going to make another sale between now and the time they get Jackson. So
Well, it's probably the Ramsey sale that made it.
could be.
Like,
Could be,
because
to be
Morgan
fair.
Rogers ain't going anywhere. He ain't going. Ollie Watkins ain't going anywhere. Unless if they sell Watkins, it makes a lot of sense. But like, I don't think there's never really a strong link like that. There was only a phantom bid by Arsenal in January, and that was it. Like, that's the last time that I can really think of Watkins actually being linked with a move away. But it doesn't make sense to me. So, with this current lineup, then,
Yeah.
this is you said what you said. Maresca would go for. What you would go for? Sorry.
I would say
This would be a perfect lineup for this game.
both. Me and Roscoe. I'd say the only discrepancy is Hato or Kukurea. Like it's gonna be on quality. Kukurea.
Fair.
And Achampong playing over here. It's a new role because typically he's either there, like where Reece James is. He's either there or there. You know, he's never really at left centre back when Kukurea pushes further forward, but he did against Crystal Palace, and he absolutely bossed their striker. So I'm not opposed to this idea. I'm not. It depends. It depends for me. As long as Palmer isn't there and he's there, Kukurea can play because Kukurea can play there. He can play there. And when he isn't, and Enzo is here, Enzo has the passing range here to find the lap and find Esteban. So it's like it's not really a problem.
I've seen a lot of the opposite argument though of like Palmer plays more on the left now because he's got a good relationship with like the strikers, like with the way they make runs from that positions and stuff, or the wingers and stuff like that.
Sure, but like, bro, Palmer here is one of the best players in the world. So
but there's I'm just like do you know that move of like when a 10 nutmeg someone and then they finesse it? Well, not even finesse it, they reverse shoot it in the bottom corner. Like that's the move I'm scared of. That's that move
like
I'm scared of right there.
against Everton.
Yeah,
like
Yeah.
here, and then it's just in that
Right.
corner. It's like, yeah, and then now we have a striker here, like Delap or João Pedro, that's good at link-up play. You know, Jackson was, but he couldn't finish. And then now we've got Delap and João Pedro that can do everything. So,
Oh god, this is what I'm saying. Like, we're discussing all of these Chelsea fucking options here, and I've got to decide between who's gonna play in defense, Agard or fucking Agard, bruv. Like, that is it, bruv. Like, because but are telling me, oh, should Mavropanos come in for this game? I'm like, cool, it's not there for Ged, but it's Mavropanos. Like, it's Mavropanos. Why are we so fixated on starting 5 defenders, man? We don't have any wingers right now. That's the problem. Somerville's injured.
yeah, so
You
you
know
have
what I
to
mean?
play one of your
You know what I
wingers as a 2 in it with me up
with
front.
Fulcrum. Yeah, yeah.
With me.
Or well, it's either you or Callum Wilson, and I don't want either. To like, I want Fulcrum to. If I like, the problem is with Fulcrum, yeah, he's actually very good with Jared Bowen, but the problem is you need like someone else next to him again, so like he can actually play his game. Whereas he's not like fixated on the left striker role so much, so he doesn't have to drift wide, doesn't have to drop so deep. Because if you play wing backs, they have to be like so up the pitch. They can't be like behind the ball, and it can't be mid, because like Diouf has to do so much down the left-hand side to even support himself. Like, they don't get any help. You have to play. That's why we need a better midfield, so you can play through teams. Play through the lanes. Don't like just go down the side and then hope and then cross. That's not how football works. Not with these players. Not with Ward-Prowse. Potts had to come into the starting 11 tomorrow, but he's not going to start him for whatever reason. I think he's been promised something that they can't fulfill, unfortunately. Dave says Tosin and Chalobah for him would start.
Yeah. I think on the game Achimpong played, I don't think he's droppable, you know, in terms of the way Enzo Maresca works. If a player has a bad game, he recognizes it and makes the sub. And then if the sub plays better than the player that he's replaced, then he'd probably start the next game. That's sort of how it works. But then obviously if Caicedo has a bad game, no one's starting over him.
No.
This is another way we can play with James playing in midfield. And this one would probably be Chalobah in this sense. But then it's the same problems. Santos moves further back, one of them follows, and it's a one-on-one. Palmer drops, then he's got more space behind to find the lap. Like, it's like there's huge problems. We can create so many problems if we just play well, like to some sort of a good level.
Yeah.
Esteval, I think, should definitely start. The only reason he didn't is because Neto was playing on the right wing the first half, I think, or the first 50 minutes, 60 minutes until this happened, and then Esteval came on for Gittins. I think he needs to start. He needs to start because he was so good when he came on.
So Esteval's surely ready. I've seen a lot of Chelsea fans saying he won't start straight away.
No.
And all of this, but like he came on and he looked like a Premier League player.
Yeah. Like if you ask me, like before he made his debut in preseason and everything, like, and before he played against us in the Club World Cup, I would say Strasbourg 2 or 3, no, like 1 year and forget. You know what I mean? Like the fucking beggar dancing. Send him Strasbourg and forget until, like, because Santos was the same thing. He was a brilliant talent, but he wasn't a brilliant player. I want him to build into his ability against some really good sides. Like, he's going to play against PSG if he plays for Strasbourg. You know, he's going to play against really good sides. But I prefer Neto on the left wing, personally. On the right wing, he's good, but for the options we have on the right, Esteval, Palmer could play there. He doesn't really. As long as Esteval's playing, it doesn't really matter. Always Pedro Neto's going to be on the left.
Yeah, because Dave said that Palmer can play anywhere he wants. He literally said himself he isn't forced to be on the left or the right. Do you reckon Palmer's the only one that's been given like no instruction then? He just goes where he wants.
We played differently every game. You know, there's a different game plan, a different structure of our attack. whether we go with two centre forwards and then these players are slightly more defensive. It's like there's times where Palmer sometimes is used as a tool and not a talent. The best way I can put it would be against Tottenham, for example, at home. The 1-0, it could have been 2-0, but Caicedo's goal was ruled out at Stamford Bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Played a centre forward. We played an attacking midfielder and Palmer on the left. So you had the box midfield, but with Palmer here. And what this would do is have Palmer doing overlapping runs on the left. So you had Pedro Neto and Palmer here swinging in crosses constantly, and eventually it was Enzo here made a good run, and then it found Enzo winning. But it's just like I prefer him when he's there rather than there. But here he's still so good. Against Liverpool, he played there quite a bit as well at Stamford Bridge at home late into the season. We won 3-1. He had a really good game that game. He sort of came back alive, started doing these sort of runs along this line, bruv. That is so dangerous. You can just cut it back anytime he wants, and he decides to just go for goal, and it goes past him, past the keeper, hits the fucking post. But I just prefer Palmer here. Palmer here is what Palmer wants to do. It's what Palmer always has done. It's what he always will do. But when we are lacking in terms of creativity and lacking in terms of goals, we need a goal in the game. Palmer's going to move into this area because of his left foot, and because naturally, as a left-footed player, you're going to want to do this and cross. 4-4-2 football.
Yep.
It's just left footer on the left, right footer on the right. Two central midfielders, two wide midfielders, two centre forwards. One's going to be on the far post. It's going to go to Pedro Neto. Probably a different player there, but that's going to go to that because he's right-footed, left-footed. But it's like we don't really see that anymore, and I think it's really effective because then when he's doing this, the centre forward that's playing here is only going to be one knows to go on the far post to receive the cross.
Yeah.
Either way, I prefer him over here.
You got too many options. I know your squad isn't as potent as the media say, of course, but like you literally have so many options because your players can play so many roles. Like what you can do away from home as well sometimes is literally just put a ball in the back of the net, and then take a winger off and put an extra midfielder on, let's say like a Santos. Then your midfield is fucking Santos, Caicedo, Enzo, and then Palmer's on the right. And you're just seeing out the game, but you're controlling the game when you have the fucking ball. Like, it's annoying. It's annoying to play against. Like, I don't think Chelsea are one of these teams where they play possession-based football and then one ball over the top, they're done out here. Like, you might don't do that. You might don't do that. You might actually like put your body on the line. You're solid. In defense and stuff like that as well. Your midfield win the ball like crazy. Like Caicedo.
This is how he plays sometimes. 3-1, 3-3.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. It's so fucking disgusting. Bro. And then you've got this is what helped so much. And this is what is so good about Levi Colwill playing here. He steps in so well into this area. So well, so effectively, like critical for this to work. This is why we won't see this season because Cole was up for the season. We won't, because we need a centre back to help Caicedo in the moments where he recognises the team is pressing as a unit further back than these three players here, Enzo, Palmer, and Cucurella. He steps from his defensive line here. It's so effective. Because Caicedo winning the ball back, that's not a problem. But if he then doesn't win it, who's going to win it? If he goes, he gets beat, then it's just Jorgensen versus the goalkeeper, bruv. Jorgensen versus the attacker. This system against a low block, bro. Don't play the game.
I generally think you're going to line up like this tomorrow because it's going to come to a point where, or you'll adjust it in the game. You'll probably go the same 3-2-5, and then you'll just put one extra person there just because we'll play 5 in the back. And we'll
the only difference is the box midfield formation. That's it.
Yeah.
Palmer slightly further, Correa slightly further, Enzo further back, Caicedo with the role of just break up play. He sees Palmer, Esteval getting closed down. If they can't make a pass, he's gonna know to break up the play here. He's stupidly good.
That's a bro. That is like the most jarring thing to play against. Because do you know what we'll do? And we do this because we're West Ham, because not even just because of the manager's tactics or anything, but because we're nervous as fuck in game, where we'll feel the pressure, so we'll just let the team have the ball anyway, and until we actually eventually capitulate and then score. So when we do eventually capitulate and score, like it'll be because you guys have adjusted from a 3-2-5 to a 3-1-6. And then you have the extra attack, and someone makes the fucking late run into the box. It'll probably be from a cutback or some shit, and then
Yeah,
someone
Enzo
just scores.
Fernandez.
Yeah. So
Wow.
Hannah says zero chance of Jorgensen starting. I've never seen, like, apart from against us. Funny enough, I don't know. I've ever fucking see him start like the Prem.
He doesn't start very often. He's not our best goalkeeper in terms of what the manager thinks, but like, because his distribution isn't the greatest. Neither is Sanchez. It's like because we need a goalkeeper that's like head and shoulders above, levels above before we think about upgrading.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Melon, do you like when Caicedo plays as a lone DM sometimes, or when someone is next to him?
When you look at this, this system, the 3-1-6, no, I don't like this. I have strong PTSD of being hungover as fuck watching Portugal when Caicedo is literally the only player in our defense. Like the centre backs are doing this. You've got a central centre back here in Thiago Silva, who has like 11 pace, and then Caicedo is just doing that, and then the whole rest of the team is just doing this. Fucking Cucurella is just missing on the pitch. Enzo Fernandez is doing second striker runs. Like, he's just literally playing here. Palmer's all the way on the right. And then, then the player here is fucking Gallagher, bruv. This dickhead. I'm not even going to spell his name right, the fucking prick. But it's like, bruv, I hated when we played like this. But now, if we do play with Caicedo lone in the middle, we have a centre back in Levi Colwill. Now we don't, to help Caicedo when he's under pressure from opponents. But it's just like we have so many options now, and the reason we have so many options is because the profiles of defenders and midfielders and attackers we have. It's just like these are the problems we want. Does Gitten start or does fucking Pedro Neto start? Like,
yeah, fair. So you would rather start Neto for this game purely because of the presence you have in the box, that easy crosses, like that will get at West Ham surely. Because look at Sunderland, for example, they put 2 crosses in, they scored. So with Pedro Neto's crossing, you'd think that's surely cash money at that point.
Maybe. I'm not too certain on his crossing from here. It's more just the fact, like, bro, Cucurella is so important. I think that's why he will start tomorrow.
Yeah,
because he can play here, he can play there, he can play there, he can play here, he can play there. So he's so versatile, and that allows our attack to be doing this shit, cutting inside and having the freedom. If there's a defender in Pedro now, because of it being here, maybe against West Ham would be different because they play with a 3 or a 5. Bruv, if there isn't one on Cucurella, then maybe they'd do some shifty shit and Cucurella making these inside runs. Left-footed, the ball over here, run to the lap, goal. There's just so much versatility in this team. It's fucking beautiful.
that's not made me any more confident for the game. Personally, I would start Santos instead of Enzo. Enzo was way off the pace against Palace.
Yes.
I think Enzo's going to start doing it.
On quality, he's a better player. I think he's more complete. He's much more experienced. He's much more level-headed. Like, I think maybe Enzo would start just based on his presence in the squad and how important he is as a player. If he's shit, take him off in 30 minutes because we know Santos can do a good enough job. And even if Caicedo needs rest, Enzo can play. Santos playing in the Caicedo role. No problem. No problem. He can do that.
It's true.
If Palmer needs rest, boom. This will be Caicedo, but he can do this job as well.
Yeah, that's true. True.
It's not a problem.
Well, let's switch perspectives. I'm now going to bring up the West Ham side of it because I thought, why not? Now that you brought up the Tactico, so let's bring out terrorism. All right, let's start. So, in goal is obviously going to be Hermansen. Potts even said he's starting because apparently there's like some agenda for some reason against Hermansen from the fucking fan base just because he made one mistake for the third goal. But Hermansen will start. I'm going to go with what the manager is going to go for first, and then with what I would go for. So, Wan-Bissaka will start. It's going to be unchanged. Spoiler alert. I've had enough of managers. I've had enough of every manager that comes to my club at this point. Kilman, Ged, and Mr. Wing Mirrors, Malik Diouf.
That's Lucas so nasty, bro.
Nah, he's got wing mirrors, man. He's a good player though. Guido Rodriguez.
Yeah, he's so good. I really like Diouf. Yeah, I've got him in my fucking FPO, bro.
Yeah, he ain't getting you any points, bro.
I know, but fuck it.
Jared Bowen with Nicholas Fulkirk.
Oh man, I got 23 points last week.
Oh my god,
I'm retiring, bro.
Alright, 23 points in the FPL is terrible. Even Asuga could do a job in a midfield quality player. Big up to Just Killer as
100%.
Well. And okay, so this is the problem with West Ham. Let me get rid of this fucking shit. Alright. So this is the problem with this formation, yeah. Now most of the time it's gonna be this. Paquetá just doing what he wants. Going here, Ward-Prowse here, Bowen going down here. This is us in possession, basically. And then obviously splits a little bit, cool. That's fine. Here's the problem. There's too much reliance on the central centre-back being the guy to pass in between the lines. Because Potters basically already knows himself that a midfield cannot pass a ball. So that's why Kilman starts here. And again starts here because of the switch to Jared Bowen space. Because he believes in his diagonal passing. You can't even do that properly. Now with Tadibo, he's good anywhere in a back three. Defending wide areas, defending central areas. Here's what I would like to see if you're going to start this back three. Just do this. The reason why Kilman always starts here in a back three for Wolves when he played for Wolves. Always. He was basically left footer in a right centre back because of how good he was both feet. Just do that because he's better at defending wide areas. But here's the problem. Once Wan-Bissaka gets the ball here, unless he's got Bowen, where the fuck is he meant to pass to? Because nobody's getting the ball. Paquetá will have to come all the way here, and then he offers out for the ball, then it's just Diouf here. So there's one-dimensional. Because Diouf is 1v1, and Fulcrum wants the ball in the box. Guido might move a bit, and then Ward-Prowse swaps, or Ward-Prowse might move a bit, and then Guido swaps. So we don't have like an outgoing 6, but that's fine, because I saw Potter play like this at Brighton, but we don't have the players to do that. So that's where the board comes in about getting a better midfielder, but it also comes in with Potter. You have Irving and Potts on the bench that can do a better job. Irving can move with the ball and do all of these passes and shoot from range. Potts can pass in between the lines. He can turn. He's quick on the turn. This is the problem. But then when the guy gets the ball, it's pass backwards, misplace it, or the diagonal goes off the pitch. Fulkirk sometimes, because we're playing a 5-3-2, when you get the ball here, Fulkirk drifts too much to the left. And then Bowen's here. And then what? And Wan-Bissaka's here. Now, where we did well against Sunderland in the last 20 minutes of the first half is like everyone was close together. So like this front five was calm. Everyone was linking up well.
When you play like a 3-2-4-1 with Bowen as a right 10, it's not exactly his best area, but it'd be closer to it.
Yeah, so like it's not even like, to be fair, Bowen, what he stopped doing, especially in the first game of the season, is that Bowen isn't an actual number 9 anymore. We do try and play more to his position over here in the half spaces.
Yeah.
But that's where this is his killer position. like literally around this part of the box.
Yeah.
That's Bowen. That's the Bowen area. He shoot on sight. Shoot on sight, no matter what. That's what we want him. Not here. Not here. Not here, for fuck's sake. And not there, bruv. Like, in there
He's
when
like
you're late
Harry
arriving
Kane.
into the box and you're in space. Yeah, bruv. Like, the problem is sometimes he has to track back to help. Even though now you got Wan-Bissaka, so you ain't got Sufa
Yeah,
anymore. He
your
doesn't have to be
fullbacks
as
are
often.
solid, man. Your fullbacks are
Yeah.
really good.
But this is what I would do. Because Potter used to start a winger at wing back, for example. Here's what I would do. So fuck this guy off and put Kyle Walker-Peters.
Yeah.
Swap these two.
You play on the right now, yeah.
Yeah, swap these two.
Wan-Bissaka right centre back.
Yep, because this is the problem. We don't have any wingers, just Killer. Bowen's our only winger. Guilherme's injured. Somerville's injured. Even George Earthy is injured, who can play on the left. And he's a good young player. All our options are injured. So unless you want to play Skulls and then put Diff further forward, we can talk about that. We have to use our fullbacks. Because I'm not putting Paquetá on the left again. I'm not going back to these David Moyes days where you stuff Paquetá on the left just to give Kudus some freedom, you know? That's what we used to do a couple of years ago. I would start Kyle Walker-Peters right wing back and Wan-Bissaka right centre back, just because sometimes in a Potter team it goes to a 4, and then we tuck in there, and then Diouf will make the late run down the wing, just so we can switch the play. That's why when Walker-Peters goes up here, Wan-Bissaka goes up here, because at Brighton, for example, this role used to be Joel Veltman, right centre back, can pass in between the lines but could go further forward.
Yeah.
This role used to be Solly March. A winger that can track back, so you trust him going forward. Can't even say buy one as your owner is tight. Exactly. This is the problem we're in. So
Yeah,
Walker-Peters is our only solution here. Only solution
Will
here.
he play?
And
I don't think he'll play though, right?
He won't play. This is what I would go with. So like Walker-Peters, that would be one. Or if you really want to, let's get rid of Walker-Peters. Ollie Skulls, you can start. But we'd have to switch it around again. The only problem with this is that it's too left-hand side reliant. Because you've got Skulls here, Wan-Bissaka here, Todibo here, and Kilman here. Obviously, we know what Kilman's like in central areas. But then Skulls would have to play that role. He played a Joel Veltman role down like, sort of funny enough, how Cucurella played at the back end of Potter's Brighton spell when they battered Man United at the time. And
when you flip Kilman and Todibo, though.
To be fair, you could do that. So you could just put Kilman here.
And then when Skulls goes back, it'll form a 3 with Todibo in the middle.
Yeah. That would probably be what I would go with anyway. But also, fuck these midfielders off. Potts and Irving. People be like, why Potts and Irving? So, Irving can pass in between the lines. He can drive with the ball. He likes these spaces a lot. He loves these spaces. He's one of them central midfielders that loves to cut in on his left over here. And he doesn't get given the chance. He's actually linked towards Celtic and Wrexham, even though we could do with him right now.
Yeah.
Freddie Potts, he's literally been a revelation in pre-season. Do not know why he starts. Do you want Bob on loan? Why would you offer us Oscar Bob? Oscar, no, but he started last game. Like he started.
Yeah. So he's starting to get game time at City, isn't it?
You should keep him, but I would love Oscar Bob, but we'd make him look like Harvey Price here. Like Andy Irving would be sick here. Pot start these areas when we're sometimes like receiving the ball into a 3-1-6 a bit like you do. Sometimes we do that.
Man, the quality difference is crazy.
Oh yeah, of course. But at least this would make us keep the ball. At least we'd actually look like a possession-based side. But again, Fulcrook would be isolated. But at least when Fulcrook is dropping deep, Bowen's here. Doof is here. Wan-Bissaka's just there. So if you do need someone, Wan-Bissaka will make the late run. So we can't make an excuse about injuries for two different reasons. One, Potter has options to make us better. Not a great team, but it's better than what we are. If you have options at home that can make you better than what we are, you don't have an excuse. Fair enough, you rate Bob, but I don't know why you'd offer us to him. But that's the thing. Also, if you don't want to start Irving, cool. People can say Irving's leaving. I'll go full youth mode. Orford. Start Lewis Orford. Literally, from the Youth Cup to now, this guy's ready. He's ready. He's in the squad for a reason. Like, if we had Earthy, I would start Paquetá here. Start Earthy here. So Paquetá's like actually better in like deeper phases of the play. Or
Sure, yeah.
Fearon. Dare I say it? Dare I say Preston Fearon should start? Do you also annoying? We have a guy called Kante, Mamadou Kante. We have Preston Fearon, and we have Lewis Orford. They are all better as a unit in midfield in the under 21s than our actual first team midfield. Because Ward-Prowse does fuck all. Rodriguez does
Yeah.
fuck all. Alvarez is shit. Paquetá is the only one actually
Alvarez
trying to
isn't
pass the ball
Alvarez
forward.
going to Turkey, no?
But, yeah, he's off. He's off.
Fenerbahce.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go, guys. And we
Here we
can't
go,
even sell
guys.
him. We can't even sell him. We have to loan with an option to buy him. So this whole thing about we need to sell to buy, yeah, we need to sell to buy, yeah, but we've loaned out one of our like first team players. That
It'd
doesn't make
it'd be one of your most expensive like sales as well. Sales that you could
probably
make
would
with
be.
the squad, other than like Bowen and
Yeah,
maybe
exactly.
Todibo, Wan-Bissaka,
Yeah,
and yeah, but like I don't know, bruv.
yeah. Do you not want to make the same mistake with Bobbers, but then we did with Palmer? Yep, that's why you got a buyback clause and sell-on clause on McAtee. James Ward-Prowse is declining with age. I mean, James Ward-Prowse is declining in hairline as well. It's mad. Like this is the thing. Skulls, when he pushes up here, him and Diouf can actually be quite dangerous because Skulls is actually low key. He is a sick wing back, but he's low key born to play here, like left centre back going up. He reminds me of like a bet. Like he could become like a better version of Aaron Cresswell, but like actually like competent, fast as well. Like I think because
Could be, yeah.
Cresswell's
Prime
best years,
Cresswell. Prime Cresswell.
Cresswell's best years was when he was next to Arthur Masuaku. Like so, Cresswell and Masuaku used to link up with David Moyes, and we'd have like Lingard or Fornals here in a 5-4-1, and then we make it a 4-2-3-1 in possession. That's what we were at best. Is he still good on free kicks? No, of course not. Of course he's not. Like he hasn't scored a free kick in about 3 years, bro. He hasn't scored a free kick in 3 years. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like for me, what I would do is I'd have Diouf over here, Skulls over here, Wan-Bissaka over here, Bowen and Paquetá in the pockets, and Fulkirk here. Or I'd do the other way around with Kyle Walker-Peters down the right and Wan-Bissaka tucking in. Either way, that's a better solution than what we're going to do tomorrow. I need to see some serious experimentation anyway, because this whole thing about bringing in a manager that wants to start youth players, and we haven't started one. Not one made an appearance. And I can't lie, Callum Marshall's back in training. I'd be tempted to give him a few minutes off the bench. If you had money, who would you buy? Doesn't midfielders. I guess I get the guy from Lille. I haven't watched him, but if we're interested, go and get him. Go and get him. I can't. I don't really know who's realistic right now because El Canus is going to Crystal Palace. Mateus Fernandes is not for sale because they want like 50 million. Southampton, so I wouldn't go there. But I need a young midfielder that can pass in between the lines. To be honest with you, a young midfielder that can pass in between the lines. I need someone who can play in an 8 and a 10. So I need someone, whoever it is. I guess my final team would be Irving in the Fearon position. Start these three. And I guess it would be Kyle Walker-Peters and swap it with Wan-Bissaka. Put Kilman on the left number 3. Walker-Peters further out the pitch. Say with Malik Diouf. Bowen over here. Paquetá over here. Cool. I don't mind that. I don't mind that. And that would be my fight. That would be my team. Obviously, we know Kyle Walker-Peters isn't starting. We're going to have again. These two ain't starting. We're going to have Rodriguez and Ward-Prowse, which is why I can see the midfield being a complete mismatch. Because even then, what do we do off the ball? Let's talk about off the ball for a sec. This was a problem. What was this? At first, in the first half, we were trying to press like this. So the problem with this is that because Xhaka... Sorry?
5-2-1-2.
Yeah, so basically, Xhaka would be like around here. Then Paquetá would press him, and then it would go around the midfield. And then there'll be no protection here. There'll be no protection here. So they would go through us. Like Diarra would go through these areas, like in between the
Mm,
centre backs, and then go through on goal. And then that's what happened. Then Potter instantly saw the problem, which is what his biggest positive is that he does make tactical tweaks instantly when he sees something wrong, which is
yeah.
good. But then he went to here, and then it's like this is what you should be starting with anyway, in terms of like off the ball positionally. But then when we have the ball, that's the biggest problem. But then when the other team does have the ball, why can you two, like, I need to change this back to again. Why can you two not header a fucking ball? Like, why? Like, you're like, this guy was getting dunked on by Mayenda. I'll say it again. You can't be central centre back and be that weak. I feel sorry for Tadibo. He actually played really well last game. This right hand side is generally being wasted. This right hand side is being wasted. Like, by our club. The potential of this right hand side is amazing. Tadibo right centre back, Wan-Bissaka right back, and Bowen right wing. Like, I'm not even saying like you could tuck Wan-Bissaka in here, even though you don't have to. You don't have to play Bowen here. That's what Lopetegui used to do. I'm not trying to see Bowen here and then Wan-Bissaka make underlapping runs because Bowen isn't a sole creator. It's not like like Savio. Savio's
Yeah.
his first thing is creating. Like you don't know him as a goal scorer. Bowen could do
Yeah.
all of this, but you want him here. There's no point Bowen being on the touchline for Wan-Bissaka to be here. I love Wan-Bissaka. He can do pretty much everything here, and he's all right here. But you don't play him here. You play him here. So if you do
Such a
get hit on
good
the counter,
purchase.
last ditch tackles, he's there. And if we don't get relegated, it's going to be because of these three players here.
Yeah, I'd agree.
And Tanibo
Maybe
looks like the only hope.
I'd add Diouf to that list, but like
Yeah.
mainly that right side is so good.
Yeah, but
You couldn't really
this is
ask for
where
too much more. But it's just the midfield is so bad.
so bad.
Like
Packers
you have the midfield that sort of helps the defense of this structure, and then when you have the ball, it's just like James Ward-Prowse and Paqueta, like trying it. Bro, right now replace James Ward-Prowse and Caicedo. No, and then Paqueta with fucking Enzo.
Well, replace Guido with Caicedo. Replace Ward-Prowse
Yeah.
with Enzo. Oh my god! See, then Potter has his midfield. Bowen is probably the only tackle I'm a little worried about. Well, we only have two anyway, so no, like we only have two. Like Fulkirk is going to be there, isn't it? But obviously Bowen's our biggest threat. Like it's not a debate. It's not a debate.
Yeah.
And he's a goal scorer. Like he does score in his fixture. He does. But that don't mean shit. That don't mean anything. This is the problem now. Off the ball is like this. On the ball, we're isolated. If we're looking at the biggest mismatch on the pitch, Ward-Prowse is like he lacks physicality, he lacks pace, he lacks tackling, he lacks passing in between the lines. He doesn't late arrive into the box. He's not even good at free kicks anymore. What's the point? Guido Rodriguez, he can pass in between the lines. He can try and link up. But he's slow. And he's just slow and racist. Like, he doesn't do anything. He doesn't do anything. Like,
Now, imagine you played with a back four. You have the extra midfielder you can use as a 10, and your problems are solved. But you don't really have a good number 10 at the club.
We don't have anyone else. Bro, we don't have anyone. We don't have anyone.
Just buy someone, man.
Bro, you'd like to think they do that, innit? You'd like to think they know that a transfer window is actually like happening right now, innit?
It's open. The gates are open, bro. You can buy players. You can sell players. You don't have to loan players out with options to buy when they're obviously not going to impress on their loans. But
Mourinho's not buying Edson Alvarez.
I forgot Mourinho was still a manager.
Yeah, bro, he's
Edson
not buying
Alvarez
Edson
on loan.
Alvarez. Oh, what the fuck?
I wouldn't even be surprised. Like in terms of the money, I don't know what happened at the beginning of the transfer window. So many Turkish clubs were just spending like bears, and they don't even want to buy a Gerd. Not even a Gerd. Who even is it? Edson Alvarez, bro.
Alvarez, bro, they don't want to buy. Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? They probably actually wanted to buy him, yeah. And some of them was like, you can have him on loan, innit? I'll do you a deal. And it's like, bro, we need money, bro. We need money, and you're offering these men on loan.
Like, if you had, what's his name, Somerville, you'd probably not play Diouf. You'd play Somerville instead of him. Maybe you'd play Diouf at left centre back. Would that work? He's more of a flying fullback, though.
Yeah, he's more of a flying fullback. He probably could play there though. Like, do you know what?
He's pretty better than a good. For fuck's sake.
Oh, do you know what we're never gonna see again? We're never gonna see. This is like the first game under Pod gassed me because of the lineup and because of the way we set out. We played Villa in the FA Cup. So here's what happened. I think Fulcrook was up front before he got injured. Bowen was here. No, Kudus was actually here, but let's say Bowen for now because Kudus is gone. Yeah. Paquetá was here. Ollie Skulls was here. Big up to my fellow Mikey. Big up to yourself. They probably think the window is September. Bro, you're right. They probably they think the window starts next year. That's what they think. But like, we had Kilman here, Tadibo there, Wan-Bissaka there, and we had Somerville right wing back. Now the problem is there was too much heavily reliant on him running against Villa because Digne follows, so you had to follow him. So off the ball, or on the ball, sorry, it was like this, and then midfield. I think it was like Alvarez and Ward-Prowse, Alvarez and someone. I don't remember. It might have been Alvarez Rodriguez. I don't really give a fuck. We don't have anyone good there. So Somerville would be here, and then we'd have an extra winger. The problem is these two got injured in their first fucking game. We're never going to see this again.
Isn't Somerville a left winger?
No, but he can play both.
Oh, fair.
Like for example, he could be the provider here, but he could be a goal scorer here. Like, he could cut in.
Yeah.
Do you know what the big problem about this is as well, though? He's gone. What the problem is, he's afraid to start a winger here because he has a winger here up front. So he doesn't like the balance of having two wingers on the same side when you have a fullback there. No,
yeah,
do you know why that doesn't matter? Do you know why that doesn't matter?
Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah, but also you have Paquetá to provide for Diouf. If you push Paquetá a bit further up, if you're not going to play him deeper, play two number 10s. And just put Diouf running in behind. At least he has Diouf for someone to link up with, instead of playing a 5-3-2, where we're just relying on one side like this. And it's Wan-Bissaka here. That makes us too defensive. He wants to play attacking football. He wants to play possession-based football, passing in between the lines. But this is what he's doing. It's not good. It's not good. Like, this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
This whole formation doesn't make any sense. Which is why, to conclude my TED talk, we're going to fucking lose tomorrow.
Score prediction?
3-0 Chelsea.
3-0.
I think you'll be bad in it. I think you'll play with us. And then I think you could score more than 3. But you wouldn't want to. You'd just control it for energy.
Yeah, we were knackered against Palace.
You'll make some subs. Like, do you know what it is? You'll put some random fucking Ecuadorian that you kidnapped like 3 years ago on the pitch, like, for no reason.
Yeah, you'll play Essigo like randomly 75th minute for Caicedo, and he'll play better than Caicedo for no reason. Like, who the fuck is Essigo? And he's just like randomly doing this. It's mad.
Here's a worry that again got sent off the last time he played this fixture. That was the Poch game where we won 3-1.
Yeah.
I don't think he played away from home. I think we played Ogbonna and Zuma, and then again, come on, well, we got battered. Bro, there's been too many bad games against Chelsea as of recent times. Like, our last win was that Poch game. So
thing is, as bad as West Ham are in comparison to the Chelsea side, it's like, and if you ignore like the last 2 games, I don't even know if it has been 2, but like, it's a bogey ground. I know it doesn't really have that oomph to it anymore, but like, in our fucking history, away from home at West Ham just never goes well.
It
never goes well. For us, it never goes well. I don't know how. I don't know what you've got buried under the penalty spot at West Ham. But it's some voodoo though, and it's a Chelsea thing that's just getting stomped on, bro. I don't know what's going on, but
that's true.
I'd still say based on quality. Oh fuck, 4-1, but it's gonna be probably a closer game than the scoreline would entail. 4-1 Chelsea.
I don't see West Ham getting anywhere near that Chelsea midfield. Anywhere near.
No, there's just going to
Ward-Prowse
be
is
like a
gonna-
dodgy long ball over to fucking Fulkrug, and he's going to like do some like somersault and like accidentally hit it. Do his best, like Mikel Antonio. Like he's going to do some fucking. He's going to slip over the ball and accidentally bicycle kick it in. Like I don't know what the fuck he's doing, but
3-1 Chelsea.
4-1.
West Ham scored Jeremy goal. Potter hasn't beaten Chelsea in 7 appearances. So okay, well, there you go.
God damn.
He's only because I remember him drawing a lot with Brighton.
He was pretty much playing against Chelsea every time he was playing as our manager, so I think it still adds up.
Well, that's the fucking game for you, lads. Because like literally, what is the point of West Ham playing football? There is literally no point of it. There is literally no point of West Ham going on the pitch and then kicking the ball around. There's quite literally no point. There's no intent. But apart from me getting bullied every week on YouTube, like
Yeah,
and me bullying myself, like this is literally West Ham United Football Club in a nutshell. Now, this is what we are.
you might have to take the boxing gloves to the London Stadium. You might have to. If Sunderland are giving you free, yeah,
we're getting backshot tomorrow. It's
I
nuts.
think Sunderland are they're actually really good.
I know, but the goals they scored were so avoidable, bro.
Yeah.
Like so avoidable. They're gonna have a full sense of security. They're gonna be like, "Oh, the Premier League's easy," you know. Bro, you played West Ham. You played us, bro. We're bad. We're really bad. 3-0 against Sunderland. Oh god, that's still disgusting me. I haven't had a full week to recover. Like, why are we playing on a Friday? like, why are we playing on a Friday, bro?
I'm gonna get home from work at like 5 or 6, and I'm just gonna be fucking dreading this game because I know there's gonna be some judge involved. You're gonna be at the stadium, bruv.
I'm buying some Magnums tomorrow, bro. Before I go to the game, I'm buying some
same. I get paid tomorrow. I'm gonna buy them from work, bro.
If Sunderland are giving you 3, what are Liverpool City giving you? Probably the same as last year, like a lot of goals. Like I don't say they batter us last year, but they will. And Liverpool scored like 5 against us at home.
I'm not too sure about Liverpool in it, but City look strong so far.
No,
they
but
look
even
good.
imagine Ekatike though against fucking again.
Yeah, it's gonna be the same thing as Jackson, really. Them really mobile 9s that just rip open your fucking team.
Can't be bothered, man. All right, I'm in pain, man. I'm gonna end this before I crash out, and then I've got another stream at fucking Timber Prime people. But listen, bro. It don't matter with Frimpong out, bro. West Ham are out. It don't matter. Like West Ham are out with an ACL, bro. Like it's mad. It's mad. So yeah, listen, go subscribe to Melon People. His link's in the title. We're trying to get him to 100 before we get him to anywhere else. And yeah, we're gonna be live at Timber Prime. And yeah, catch you guys in a bit. Take care and peace.
How the fuck?